Imagine a world where time flows backward, a fascinating yet disconcerting place where the end is known before the beginning is truly understood. Now transpose this concept onto software development methodologies in countless organizations globally. Here lies a peculiar paradox where teams zealously adopt Agile and Scrum frameworks, proclaiming flexibility and responsiveness, yet their practice is as rigid and sequential as the classic Waterfall model. This paradox not only stifles innovation, but also leads to a trodden path of missed opportunities and diminished collaboration. This video ventures into the murky waters of Agile implementation, specifically the disparities between true Scrum practices and the often encountered Scrum but scenarios. It's crucial to unmask these inconsistencies for organizations to not only thrive in theory, but excel in practice. Scrum, in its purest form, is less a methodology and more a framework within which complex projects can be managed. Founded on empiricism and lean thinking, Scrum relies heavily on real-time, evidence-based information that guides adaptive and iterative practices. Teams work in sprints, fixed periods during which designated goals and the tasks needed to meet those goals are completed and reviewed. The beauty of Scrum lies in its simplicity and the operational flexibility it offers. Adaptability and rapid response to changes are its backbone, not rigid adherence to a pre-planned project path. During sprint retrospectives, the team gathers to critically analyze their performance in the past sprint, with the intent to refine their approach continuously. This image captures a typical retrospective, highlighting the collaborative effort essential in true Scrum. However, a misunderstanding of these core principles often results in a misalignment that resembles a traditional waterfall process. Teams might unknowingly schedule these sprints back-to-back in a linear fashion, adhering strictly to a predefined set of specifications and deliverables. This approach can turn sprints into mere checkboxes on a timeline, thus deviating from the Scrum principle of iterative development and continuous learning. Scrum but is a term used pejoratively to describe teams that claim to be practicing Scrum but actually incorporate elements of the traditional waterfall processes, thereby diluting the potential benefits of true Agile practices. Such teams often fall into the trap of fitting their old, linear project management practices into the Scrum framework, creating a hybrid that fails to leverage the strengths of either methodology effectively. Illustrated here is a Gantt chart that has been modified to include sprints, showcasing a common Scrum but scenario where Agile principles are superficially tagged onto essentially linear plans. This visual juxtaposition serves as a stark reminder of what Scrum is not. The biggest pitfall in such implementations is the illusion of flexibility. While it may appear that adopting sprints introduces agility, the overarching project plan often remains unchanged and linear. Tasks are still cascaded down from one phase to another without genuine feedback loops or adjustments based on learning and discovery. As a result, the supposed adaptability is merely a facade, and the team continues to work in a predictive rather than an adaptive manner. To counter these deviations, it's imperative that organizations undertake a thorough transformational process, not just a superficial renaming of their practices. This begins with educating all stakeholders about the true essence of Scrum and Agile, followed by rigorous mentorship and coaching to unlearn traditional habits and foster a genuine Agile mindset. Real-world success stories and iterative feedback-driven project cycles can illuminate the path from Scrum but to Scrum. In conclusion, recognizing and correcting the misuse of Agile practices requires a deep understanding of what Scrum is fundamentally about: embracing change, fostering collaboration, and driving innovation through iterative learning. Organizations willing to dive deep and thoroughly understand these principles will not only avoid the Scrum but trap, but will also be poised to reap the significant benefits that true Agile practices promise.